Hi guys, and today I'll be playing This Is Not a Love Letter. Las Nevadas is cold at night. You know this. Over the last few months, you become intimately familiar with the frigid winds that whistle through the city's streets. Hell, if you didn't know any better, you'd think that this wasn't a real desert at all. It's not, you know it's not, but you can play along tonight. You've had a couple of drinks and you're feeling charitable. Anyway, cold. You take your coat collar up at your neck and rub your hands together in an attempt at warmth. Damn, are you shivering? If you're that cold, you could just go back inside. This isn't the man of the hour. Okay, so this is who we're trying to win over. Quackity shrugs off his jacket as he joins you on the balcony. Wait, Quackity, have I heard that name? He must be used to the night air by now. This is his country, after all. Backlit by the city's glow, he looks to be lined in strawberry gold. Not really my thing, I think. No? I seem to remember you were quite the socialite during the election. You scoff out a laugh. You remember the nights he's referring to. Campaign events spent silver talking anyone from whom you might win an endorsement. You managed well enough back then, but 13 and a half years without proper stimulus has lowered your tolerance for ballroom lights. That was a long time ago. Not that long. Not for you, maybe. Quackity joined you by the railing. You notice for the first time that he's holding a carton of cigarettes. He pulls one out as he settles into place beside you. His eyes never leave the skyline. A practice motion, then. You suppose not everything changes. So you crashed my party just to sit outside and mope? Right, you've forgotten the tiny detail of not having an invitation. Defend your party crash behavior, lie about having an invite. We can defend it. In my defense, getting in through the back was exceptionally easy. You really should hire better security. Unless, of course, you really weren't trying to keep me out. I'll change the locks. Quackity doesn't confirm your suspicions, but he also doesn't deny them. You don't really care either way. You're here now, and so is he. And isn't that how it always ends up? Back inside, music swells before switching to the next song. You catch the faint scent of finger foods and alcohol before it disappears on the breeze. Over sweet sausage rolls washed over by crisp night air. Even out here, the party's atmosphere scratches at your senses. You got a lighter? Give him our lighter? Of course. Never leave home without one, right? Thanks. Mine is still up in my room. Left it on your bedside table again? Yeah, I think it's still next to yours. Right, sorry, lighter. You fish a silver Zippo out of your coat pocket and pass it to Quackity, who accepts it gratefully. He pauses once it's in his palm, running his thumb over the engraving scratched into his surface, WS. Occurs to you that the last time you passed his lighter back and forth, it had been under much less pleasant circumstances. You still carry this thing around. Well, I figure if it got me through Poctopia, it'll get me through just about anything at this point. Quackity doesn't flinch, but his grip on the lighter tightens almost imperceptibly. It's only a slight tell, but you've always been able to read him. You know, he's thinking about it too, the memory of long, cold nights and the rain hovers in a damp cloud around the both. Then, two tired bodies press shoulder to shoulder, sharing a lighter and pass the blunt back and forth. Fair enough. Now, Quackity hands you a cigarette. Everything has changed and everything is the same. Take the cigarettes, your hands are cold. He flicks it once, twice, and then a tiny flame has come to life between the two of you. When he's done, you lean in to light your own cigarette. It catches easily, glowing orange between your fingers. You wish you thought to bring something stronger, but this will do. Take a deep drag and then exhale smoke towards the stars. Ask him about the party. I know I didn't exactly get an invitation, but I have to say that this is an impressive event. Who made you want to pull something like this together? It's called being a good president, Wilbur. You should try it sometime. A little late for that, I'm afraid. But really, why now? It's been a while since the grand opening. Quackity frowns around his cigarette. He takes another puff before answering. Worry about yourself, okay? Oh, come on now. You can't deny a man his curiosity. I can, actually. He blows smoke into his face. What the hell, asshole? Just tell me, what's the party for? Are we celebrating? Quackity scoffs and turns his gaze towards the skyline. Las Nevadas stretches out in front of you both, sharp and twinkling. The city's heart beats with the steady thrum of people weaving through its streets. You sway under its fluorescent warmth, possibly small from the balcony's vantage point, but so undeniably alive. Your skin prickles at the thought of being among them. This is not a picture you fit into as anything but a specter. Not exactly. I was sort of thinking someone else might show up tonight. But they didn't, so it's whatever. I don't care. Clearly. Nip off. Quackity bristles beside you, shoulders going tense as he turns his cigarettes between his fingers. Why would you even come here tonight? Is your van in the woods not entertaining enough for you? Big Q, please. That van in the woods is an up-and-coming 5-star restaurant. Show some respect. But it is possible that I was bored. Quackity laughs, and it sounds like summer. Your chest does something warm and terrible. Ugh, you're so predictable, man. You came here for food? Okay. Let me save. If you must know the specifics, I'm here for the food. It's in my best interest to keep an eye on my competition. Have you been in the casino's kitchen lately? There must be a dozen health code violations happening down there. You're lucky the server doesn't have a health inspector. Quackity's eyes widen. He flushes, though it's not the rosy tint that you're familiar with from more private moments. Why were you in the kitchen? They might have macaroons in the lobby. By the way, did you know that the chef is hoarding some massive cakes in the fridge? It's got all the tears and flowers, almost looks like a wedding cake. I thought it might be for the party, but it looks like it's been in storage for ages. You really should make your staff is cleaning down there more often. That's wasting fridge space. What the hell? Stay out of my kitchen, Wilbur. Quackity has gone from stiff to angry. You don't realize how close you've been standing until he's stepping back, glaring at you. Keep pushing? Don't be so uptight, man. It's just food. It's my property. You have no right to be in there, messing around with shit that you don't even understand. Actually, you know what? This is my country. This whole place is my property, and I want you out. You laugh, but Quackity doesn't return the favor. What, seriously? You're kicking me out? Yeah, seriously. Now leave before I call Sam and he makes you leave. Hugh, come on. You hold up a hand to appease him, only to be cut off as he smacks it away. You drop your cigarette, and Quackity stamps it out with the heel of his boot. Seems you've somehow touched a nerve. Come on, man, I didn't mean... Just get out, Wilbur. You're not wanted here. God, game over. I feel like I recognize these names. I don't know where from, though. Ending 1 out of 5, touchy subject. Okay, I'm gonna tell him that I came over to see him. Actually, I'm here to see you. What, seriously? Of course, how else am I supposed to catch you making a fool of yourself once you're drunk off of a treat party wine? Someone has to be around to film that. Quackity elbows you in the side. You don't realize how close you've been standing until his shoulder is against yours, shoving you with no real force behind it. F off, I haven't been party drunk since... He pauses, but you know what he's referring to. Your memories of that time are a bit of a blur, all dark and ashen around the edges, and sour on the back of your tongue, but you recall that night in perfect clarity. Ironic given you've been drunk off your ass right along with them. It was meant to be the last hurrah of sorts, though no one but you knew it at the time. The rest of them, it was just a birthday party. Prefer not to dwell on the things you said that night. Quackity was so fresh out of the bad relationship that he still jumped at a slamming door. You were planning the cadence of your own last words. Neither of you were in a state to make good decisions. Both of you did a lot of things that night you'd be stupid to repeat. No, you have never considered yourself a wise man. Maybe I was hoping for an encore? Quackity flushes but doesn't push you again. Yeah, well, maybe another time. You let your attention fall to the horizon. Smoke floats out underwood of sand, turning pink as it falls under the city's rainbow strawberry red tint. Reminds you of nights spent smoking under a different set of stars. Sometimes, if it's quiet enough, you can still hear the hum of interstate traffic. Tonight, the chatter of partygoers is all you hear, but the memory of elsewhere burns in your chest all the same. Hey, are you good? Your eyes snap back to Quackity. You really zoned out there for a minute. Yeah, I'm fine, just thinking. Take your cigarette from your lips and see Quackity's eyes dart to where it now glows between your fingertips, no doubt watching for a sign of your old habits. You're not sure he's even aware of what he's doing it, but that slight furrow of his brow is familiar to you. Without comment, you press the end of your cigarette against the railing instead. It goes out with a final dying spark. Quackity's shoulders relax subtly, and maybe you should not be embarrassed by his instinctive caution, but you've never been able to shy away from having his eyes on you. Good or bad, it sparks fire in your chest. You tried every combination of potions and alcohol and drugs that you can get your hands on. This thing between the two of you is still better than anything you've ever shot up. Okay, solutions to drugs. It's been your drug of choice for a while now. You never coped well with withdrawals. Dude, you seem out of it. How much have you had to drink? No, please, I know a lot has changed, Big Q, but I can still hold my liquor. Then tell me why you're acting so weird. Tell him you're leaving, tell him you're jealous. Tell him you're leaving or you're jealous? What is going on here? Second choice, tell him you're leaving? There is actually another reason I'm here. Oh, wait, that was the wrong thing to say. Other than to see you get drunk, I mean. Yeah, no shit, you're gonna tell me what it is? You clear your throat, the corners of your vision are tinged with smoke. I wanted to say my goodbyes and planning on leaving soon. Oh, and there's that worry again. The anxious lines of his face are caught by the glow of the party behind you, cast in the bronze that reminds you far too much of lantern light. When he looks up, there's fear in his eye. Wilbur, no, not like that, I mean. I'm not leaving. Not yet, at least. There's just somewhere else I need to be. Oh. Shit, man. Lead with that next time. You know, you don't exactly have a great track record with ominous goodbyes, right? I know, I'm sorry. Quackity shakes his head like he's exasperated, which is ridiculous given that he's put up with far worse theatrics from you before. Really, you thought he had built up a tolerance for your bullshit at this point. Whatever, never wanted to let his composure slip. He puts out his cigarette against the railing, leaving a twin dot of ash next to yours. It's just the two of you now, with no excuse to be out here other than each other. So you're what, going on vacation? Something like that. The aftertaste of nicotine makes the lie taste bitter. Actually, no, not really. I'm going home. What, home like Lamberg? You're moving into the crater? No, home like before Lamberg. Oh, huh? You do realize that I didn't just appear one day in the Karma band, right? Of course I do. Don't be a smartass. I just never thought of it. So, where's home then? Can't help but laugh. You wouldn't believe me if I told you. Try me. Nah, maybe another time. Fine, whatever. What's the big deal then? Tell me Mrs. Parties. Tell him you're leaving for good. Tell him Mrs. Parties. Truth catches somewhere in your throat. For all your theatrics, you thought of voicing it now is overwhelming. There's an air of finality to it that makes your chest hurt. So you give him some lighter. I just got to thinking about how much I miss your parties. There aren't many events as fancy where I come from. Where else am I going to get so much free food? Ah, Wilbur. I'm sure you'll find somewhere else where you can be just as annoying as you are here. Thank you for your vote of confidence. Anytime. Quackity doesn't press for more details. You wonder if he already knows what you aren't saying. Probably. He's sharp like that. That cutting perception that always left you feeling terribly exposed and terribly alive. Revel in it a bit before turning your attention back to the skyline. Before I go, there's something I want to give you. Wilbur, I swear to all the gods that this is some sort of... There's no explosives involved. Carry on. Fish around your pocket and retrieve a white envelope. There's no stamp or address, just a single letter scrawled across the front. Q. Quackity takes it like it's made of gunpowder. What's this? It's not a love letter, if that's what you're worried about, or a suicide note. You don't have to read it now. Wait until I'm gone, alright? There's no return address. Don't worry, I'm not expecting you to write back. He looks at the letter, then at you, and then there's a question in his eyes that turns your veins to honey. And then he smiles. Yeah, that tracks. Just have to make sure you get the last word, don't you? Obviously. But you don't say the truth of the matter, that there will never be a last word between the two of you. You are each other's loose ends, unfinished business. He's the final note in a song you can never stop writing, plucked out of the strings of an old guitar that feels like home beneath your palms. As if to make this point for you, your next reply is cut off by a new presence on the balcony. A uniformed waiter hovers in the archway, wringing their hands. Mr. Quackity, there's someone here to see you. What? Tell them I'm busy. Tried, sir, but they keep insisting. They said you invited them? He showed me the envelope. Are you expecting anyone from Kinoko Kingdom? Quackity's eyes go wide. He don't ask, but there's enough sudden color in his cheeks that you don't have to. Oh shit, just give me a minute. Tell them not to go anywhere. With a nod, the waiter leaves, and then it's just to take two of you again. He watches Quackity bites at his bottom lip anxiously. I'll be honest, I didn't expect this. So I see. Let him go or ask him to stay. Let's ask him to stay. Are you really just going to invite them in? It's awfully bad manners to show up so late for a party. Not any worse than showing up uninvited. Oh well, maybe so. Your palms are sweating against the railing. Come on, give them a moment to try the drinks. Allow me 5 more minutes of your time. You wash the words over with vanilla in an attempt to quell their embarrassing, desperate undertone. Because the truth of the matter is this, your regret is nothing new. You asked him for this 1,000 times before. 5 more minutes to drag out campaign debate. 5 more minutes in the heart of a ravine with your shaking hands against his skin. 5 more minutes in the back of your mind, unspoken as you count the seconds until you can slip away to a room with a button. 5 more minutes as you watch the sun rise from his penthouse window. For better or worse, he has a history of obliging you. Wilbur, Alright, what the hell, not exactly in a hurry to deal with more guests. It's embarrassing how quickly enthusiasm spikes your heart rate. Your main dignity elects to believe that it doesn't show on your face. That's the spirit. No reason to cut the night short. Quackity snaps his fingers, flagging down a nearby waiter. You think he asked him something about bringing out more wine, but in all honesty, you're a bit too preoccupied to be sure. You're hyper-aware of your own body, of the way your height makes leaning against the railing more awkward than you like. It's silly, but something about this lights up your senses like a damn Christmas tree. It's maybe muscle memory, something to the left of deja vu. Regardless, you're grateful when you're handed a fresh glass. You could use a little more alcohol in your system. Quackity takes a sip from his own glass, his shoulders relax, you gladly follow suit. So, are you sure I can't read this letter now? You piqued my interest. I'm sure. It isn't much of a conversation starter, I'm afraid. Fair enough. What did you want to talk about then? Don't tell me you kept me away from my guest just to sit around in silence. Tell him you just like to enjoy a drink together. Would that be so bad? The night is young, Big Q. You've got time to enjoy the wine. Really? You finally got my full attention and now you've learned to shut up? Come on, entertain me. Alright, how about you answer my question from earlier? Why the random party? If you must know, all of this is really just so I can show off? I didn't say that. Why not? If I were president of a nation like this, showing off is exactly what I'd be doing. Really? I don't recall you putting together many displays of grandeur when you were in charge of Limamberg. Well, not unless you count its finale. I don't. You shift into place awkwardly. Fair enough. Take a sip of your drink, reveling in the sour, sweet taste it leaves in the back of your tongue. This familiarity calms your nerves. So this isn't to show off then. Okay, maybe it is a little. But you know what? I'd say I've earned it. Do you have any idea what it took to build this place? Apparently not. Care to tell me? If you insist. Quackity lights up at your request. You can't help it. You know as much from experience. You were never able to turn down a chance to talk about your own nation, back when she was new and beautiful and built on hope, taking every opportunity to sing Limamberg's praises. As Quackity launches into a speech about his country's architectural inspiration, you're reminded of another young president you once known. That man is long dead. Still, you recognize the shine in Quackity's eyes as something you'd once seen in the mirror. So Quackity has every right to be proud? I do mean it, you know, when I say you deserve to be proud of this place. You come farther than is easy for me to admit. Huh? Thanks, man, that means a lot. Quackity looks like he could gush about Las Vegas for hours, but you're more than ready to listen, but our party seems to have other plans. The crash of a shattering wine glass splits through the night air. Back inside, someone yells out of pain, "Sorry." Another less apologetic voice whoops before turning up the music. Damn it, I told Sam to make sure no one broke anything. I'm not sure Awesome Sam Dude is the best bet at organized car control. Ugh, whatever. I'll just add him to the cleanup crew. Pockety moves for the door, and for a terrible moment you think he's leaving you to go yell about the broken glass. Then he shuts the balcony door. There, at least now I don't have to listen while people break my things. Problem solved then. The sound of the particle is muffled, your attention is pulled fully to the man across from you. He leans against the railing with a sigh, taking another long sip of wine like it will distract him from everything waiting inside. Not for the first time. You envy him. You're forever loath to admit it, but Clackety lights a sharp spark of admiration in your chest. Maybe that's always been true. Maybe you've always wished you had his composure, his nation, his seeming success. He is a yin to your yang, and you always felt most alive at the places where your colors curved together in that interlocking spiral. For better or worse, the man makes you feel alive. He makes your heart race, makes you want in terrible, wonderful, abstract ways that leave you dizzy and eager. He sees you. You see him. Gods above, you will miss this. Wilbur, you okay, man? You don't realize how far you're trailed off into your own thoughts until Wackety is nudging you, eyes searching your expression for a hint at what's going on inside your head. You suspect that he already knows what you're thinking, but the prompt to voice your mind yourself is kind. Do you know something, Alex Quackety? You astound me. I think the wine is starting to hit you. No, I mean it. You pray you do. You know you do. The truth of it scares the shit out of you. But you're not a passive man, and yours is not a static story. And this is not a love letter. It doesn't need to be. He smiles at you anyway. His next words ting with that incredulous half-laugh that reminds you of pomegranates and sunset skylines. Then thank you, man. And I mean that too. He sips his drink again, and you do the same. An unopened letter sits between you, the promise of another chapter. As you drain the last of your glass, you let that self-imposed narrative slip away with it. Quackity leans into you, and you let him do so gladly, and you're glad you crashed his party. And 5 more minutes. Okay, so we have the unopened letter. My dearest Big Q, perhaps we were both wrong. Here is to something new. WS. See you. UTN. I have no idea what that means. Thank you for playing Aster. I'm gonna let him go. You should go see them. I know, I am. Sorry. Don't be. I'll see you around, yeah? You won't. Both of you know it. But to say as much as would be too honest for either of your taste. Right. Around. Alright. Good night, Wilbur. Your chest aches where it's been stitched back together with scar tissue, but that's weird, something to say. But there's a strange sort of acceptance to the pain. It is not finality, not by a long shot, but maybe you dare to hope closure. Not Q. Enjoy your party. Okay, we got an ending. And until we meet again. Hey, let's tell him that we're jealous of him. I'm just distracted. This is an impressive place, you know. He may be stalling, but it's not a lie. Las Nevadas, as much as you wish you could deny it, is a breathtaking accomplishment. It's all glitter and chrome with the taste of fortune in the air. You understand why its president is so protective of its borders. Your suit-stained hands are out of place here. Cut the bullshit. Excuse me? That was a compliment. Yeah, exactly. Since when are you so eager to sing my crunchy's praises? I know it's perfect, but you never admit to that. So why the flattery? You think I haven't picked up on your silver tongue by now? Would you rather I use my tongue in other ways? Shut the hell up. Really though, tell me what you're thinking about. Fine, you want honesty? I'm thinking about a gas station. Come on, man, be serious. I know, I am. I know you're busy with Las Nevadas, but surely you haven't forgotten that there are places outside of your fake desert. For example, real deserts. I'm overdue for a visit to the genuine article. Quackity shakes his head like he's exasperated, which is ridiculous given that he's put up with far worse theatrics from you before. Really, you thought you built up more tolerance for your bullshit at this point. Whatever, never want to let his composure slip. He puts out his cigarette against the railing, leaving a twin dot of ash next to yours. Just the two of you now, with no excuse to be out here other than each other. So you're what, going on vacation? Something like that. The aftertaste of nicotine makes the lie taste bitter. Actually, no, not really, I'm going home. Tell him I'm leaving for good? You swallow hard. This next part is stuck in your throat, with nowhere to go but up and out. This isn't a vacation, Q. I'm not coming back. Oh. For a long moment, Quackity is quiet. Only the background and party guest breaks the awkward silence. I can't stay on this server anymore. I can't be here, kicking up dust in the rubble of everything I've ruined. I'm not going to hurt myself again, but something has to. It's fine, Wilbur. I get it. Your mind stops racing. You do? Of course, man. Look at where we're at now. I built Last Nevada because I needed things to change. I don't have a home to move back to, so I built one. I remade myself from the ground up. If you've already got a place waiting for you, that's even easier. I guess all you have to do is decide if you're going to be when you get out. Quackity's words are uncontextual and I can't say that word. Soft, made loose by smoke and cheap party wine. They carry a hint of honesty that makes your chest ache. You did it wrong, is the thing. You have the where and when of your next step, but the who remains unsolved. You suppose you've been putting it off. You're nothing if not a history of titles. President, terrorist, ghost, each role leaving you with more scars to try and cover with your next costume change. Former poet, wordsmith, you are an actor to your very core, and all the world stage. I am a ghost. Your chest aches, threading tension through your scar like stitches pulled tight. It reminds you that there's a reason you avoid thinking too hard about this sort of thing. I have no idea who that is, to be honest. Kind of hard to nail down the whole self-identity thing when you had a ghost filling your shoes. That's fair. I knew him, not for long, but he wasn't... Let's not talk about it, yeah? Yeah, okay. Before I go, there's something I want to give you. But some things do change. Wilbur, it's not that simple. It's just never just 5 minutes with you. I can't do this. I can't just sit here pretending whatever this thing we're doing is fine, waiting for the other shoe to drop, because it always does with you. McHugh, please, give me a little credit. I have, but there's always a catch with you. Like this stupid letter. What am I supposed to do with this, Wilbur? Well, read it probably. And then what? What, you want me to just gaze wistfully out at the horizon, wonder where you are, wonder if you're even alive? Because really, let's not pretend that that's a guarantee with you. You flinch, and I've been quick enough to hide it. That is a low blow. Sure, but I'm not wrong. You bristle at the edge of his words. It cuts deep for all worse reasons that stop something hot and defensive under your skin. Will accuse me for extending an olive branch. Clearly I was wrong to assume you've grown up enough to accept it. Wow, you actually haven't changed at all. You're still too high on your own freaking drama to be honest with anyone who gives a shit about you. You don't have to talk about honesty. We're standing in the fake desert. You're just as much of a fraud as I am, Alex Quackity. You should start acting like it. You brace yourself, waiting for him to swing first. Well, thank you for proving me right. You really haven't changed. He hands you your letter. He's oddly calm about it. You think you prefer it if he just hit you. I don't want this, Wilbur. I don't want you. I'm going back inside. You should finish whatever you came here for and leave. You know what I came here for. Just leave then. There's nothing for you here. An end. Unfinished symphony. Well, we were really being mean. Okay. Now let's tell him that you think he's beautiful. What? Shit, you may have confused your inner and outer dialogue for a moment there. Sorry, I meant to say, are you kidding me right now? Oh, no, Q, no, I meant that. Oh, well, thanks then. It's warm out here. Wasn't it cold before? Your face suddenly feels hot. Here, hold this for a second. Carefully, you hand Quackity your drink before shrugging off your coat. Without the extra layer, cool air finds the back of your neck. It loosens the thread of tension streaming from your throat to your stomach. Were you a braver man, you might comment on the way Quackity's eyes trace you as you adjust your sweater, but you figure you pushed your luck enough tonight. Feeling hot? Something like that. Whose fault is that, dumbass? No one has made you show up in the desert wearing a million layers. Are you saying you like to see me wearing less? I think you're projecting, and I think you're avoiding the question. He looks at you, gaze cutting sharp through your defenses. You hate and love how he knows the cracks in your armor. You know what? You're right. It's getting too warm out here. How about we find somewhere with proper air conditioning? His skin prickles at the thought of rejoining the party. I'm not sure how well I would do back inside. As lovely as tonight has been, I think I've had enough of your partying. Who said anything about the party? It's getting late. Even if you left now, the mobs will eat you alive by the time you got halfway home. Is it about Minecraft? If you want, you can stay at my place tonight. I've got the penthouse suite. That is a tempting offer. Is that a yes then? Entirely against your will, your voice pitches up eagerly. Absolutely. You clear your throat and he laughs. You know all too well that your face looks as flushed as it feels. Pull yourself together, man. I mean, I don't see why not. Great. We can finish our drinks upstairs then. With one hand, he passes back your wine glass. His free hand finds your own. Electricity sparks eager through your fingertips. By all means, lead the way. Oh, okay. And out with a bang. A true bang, I can see. Alright, and that is the end of This Is Not a Love Letter, and that was totally a love letter. Well, the letter, I don't know what the letter means honestly, but yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Bye!